Minister of Marine and Blue Economy kickstarts construction of inland dry port in Ogun State.
Is a critical component of our broader strategy to position Nigeria as a leading player in the blue economy.
Federal government promises upgrade of police facilities across the country. And President Bola Tinubu urges church to collaborate with governments in building a virile nation. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 6 on Nta News24. We're live in Abuja. I am Dennis Adegunloye. We'll begin in Ogun State, where the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, has performed the groundbreaking ceremony of an inland dry port at Kajola in Iwekuru, local government area of Ogun State, with a promise of making it a model for other inland dry ports across Nigeria. The minister assures that when fully operational, the project will be a game changer not only to Ogun State, but Nigeria as a whole. Akim Jimo reports.
While acknowledging that the Gateway Inland Dry Port aligns with the vision of the federal government as a game changer for Nigeria's economy, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, believes that the dry port will help to enhance employment generation and wealth creation.
Is a critical component of our broader strategy to position Nigeria as a leading player in the blue economy. As we continue to diversify our economy, it is essential to create infrastructure that serves as key nodes in our supply chain and stimulating local businesses.
Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun is optimistic that the dry port, when completed, will help to boost the ease of doing business in the state, assuring that the project will assist in decongesting the ever-busy Apapa-Tinkan Island seaports.
This facility is a key enabler of industrial activity and manufacturing in Ogun State. It will, on completion, increase the ranking of our state on the Ease of Doing Business Index to help us in defining our priorities and how our transport sector will connect.
Stakeholders promised to collaborate with Ogun State government to realize the dream to attract more foreign investments into the country. The Gateway Inland Dry Port is a multimodal transport master plan strategy designed to address the need to provide effective transport and logistics services in Ogun State. From Kajola in Iwekuru local government area of Ogun State, Akim Jimo, Nta News.
Meanwhile, the federal government is set to upgrade all police facilities in the country to enable it to deliver optimally on its mandate. Executive Secretary, Nigeria Police Trust Fund, Mohammed Shaidu, gave the assurance while inspecting facilities at the Police Staff College Oji River and the Detective College in Enugu. Susan Eze reports.
The Executive Secretary, Nigerian Police Trust Fund, Mohammed Shaidu, in company of the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of training and development, Frank Mba, while inspecting facilities at the Nigerian Police College, Oji River, and the Police Detective College, Enugu, maintained that the upgrade will significantly reposition the institution as part of the commitment of the federal government to equip the Nigerian police and improve the welfare of personnel for optimal performance.
One of the things we've come here to look at is how we can actually increase and help the structure and the foundation here, basically to see how we can empower and make sure that the situation, living conditions and training conditions of the personnel that will come out of this place is actually brought and upgraded.
DIG Frank Mba described the police college as one of the 4 premier colleges in the country. Hence, the need to fix all the challenges of the school to bring it at par with the international level.
This school has a history of training detectives from other police formations across West Africa. This school has a history of training detectives from the armed forces and other law enforcement agencies within the country.
Over 600 recruits are currently undergoing training at the college in Oji River. The upgrade of the facilities is in consonance with the renewed hope initiative of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In Enugu, Susan Eze, Nta News.
And the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tarid Lagbaja, has inaugurated a newly renovated and equipped ultra-modern 10-classroom story building at a community secondary school, Mbu Isi Uzo local government area of Enugu State. Lieutenant General Lagbaja at the inauguration advised the community to guard the project jealously. Here again is Susan Eze.
The school building project is a special intervention project in furtherance of the Army's civil-military cooperation and kinetic approach to the security of the country. Chief of Army Staff represented, as well as the Chief of Civil-Military Affairs, called for the continued support of the Nigerian Army in her quest to secure the nation.
On our part, I want to assure the nation that the Nigerian Army will continue to carry out kinetic and non-kinetic operations to address the security challenges facing the country.
The Chief of Army Staff Special Intervention Civil Military Cooperation Progress Scheme is an initiative that seeks to strengthen civil military relations, promote collaboration, and community development.
The project executor, Major General J.O. Woki, and the Enugu State Governor represented, extolled the Nigerian Army for their efforts at keeping the nation secured, while calling on members of Mbu community to protect the facilities provided for them.
For every of our people who will go to school here, make sure that you don't betray the purpose for which this edifice was built. That is to say, be studious. Let us find you worthy in character and learning.
The highly elected members of the community thanked the Nigerian Army for the honor done to them and promised to put the edifice into good use.
We are really very, very grateful to the Nigerian Army for such a wonderful project cited in my own community.
What they did for us, we stand as a beacon of hope for future generations. May God bless them.
In Enugu, Susan Eze, Nta News.
The Sokoto State Government has donated 10 vehicles to support military operations in the northwest region. Governor Ahmed Aliu handed over the vehicles to the Minister of State's Defense, Bello Mohammed, at a ceremony in Sokoto. Bashir Ibrahim Nababa has details.
The fight against bandits, kidnappers and other criminal elements in the northwest is gathering more momentum with a recent visit to the frontline areas in Sokoto State by the Minister for State Defense, Bello Mohammed. To complement the efforts, Governor Ahmed Aliu unveils 10 operational vehicles for security forces at the instance of the minister. Governor Aliu commended the president for his foresight and political will to tackle insecurity in the region, reiterating that his administration will continue to collaborate with the federal government to end banditry and criminality in the country.
We need to support Mr. President. We need to support his policies. We need to support his program, and we need to pray for Mr. President to succeed.
Minister of State Defense Bello Mohammed described the gesture as commendable, adding that it will further motivate the federal government to provide maximum support to troops of Operation Fansariyama to counter banditry and crimes in the frontline areas. The minister revealed that the federal government is deploying CNG vehicles to Sokoto State, along with provision of refueling centers and conversion kits to ease transportation difficulties.
That shows his resilience and his commitment to ensure that Sokoto is free from all form of criminality.
The General Officer commanding 8th Division Nigerian Army Sokoto, Brigadier General Ibikunle Ajose, appreciates the governor for his administration's sustained support to security agencies in the state. From Sokoto, Bashir Ibrahim Nawaba, NTA News.
Minister of State for Education Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sununu has inaugurated a hostel for house officers at the Usman Danfodiyo University Teaching Hospital, Sokoto. This is to provide effective healthcare delivery systems in the country. Dalhatu Abdullahi reports.
The idea of construction of the hostel was conceived and captured in the federal government budget by the Minister of State for Education, Dr. Tanko Yusuf Sununu, then as member House of Representatives. The aim is to provide conducive living quarters for the house officers who are medical graduates undergoing their mandatory housemanship at the hospital. Inaugurating the hostel, Minister of State for Education, Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sununu, stated that the completion is part of President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda in the health sector.
It's a condition for any hospital that wants to train house officers to have a befitting accommodation. And also because the hospital is continuously increasing, opening many more departments.
Chief Medical Director Usman Danfodiyo University Teaching Hospital, Sokoto, Professor Anna Sabir, expresses appreciation to the federal government for providing the edifice, noting that it would go a long way in improving learning experience, patient care, and contribute to development of a skilled and unskilled healthcare workforce in the country.
This project within the hospital is something that is very remarkable and is going to solve a lot of problems within the institutions.
The hostel is expected to reduce accommodation challenges faced by house officers in the hospital and by extension enable them to focus on contributing their quota toward improvement of healthcare services in the state and the country. In Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
A bit on health, the federal government is strategizing to harness the vast potential of Nigerian healthcare professionals in the diaspora with the target of improving the sector. Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Tunji Alausa, revealed this at the Stakeholders Forum for Implementation of Nigerian Health Professionals in Diaspora Engagements Program, organized by the Public-Private Partnership Diaspora Unit of the Ministry. Olusheye Adeagbo has details.
Health worker migration or brain drain is high in Nigeria, as scoring statistics on the skilled health worker to patient ratio is put at 1 per 9,000 patients, far below the World Health Organization's target, thus creating uncertainty in the country's ability to attain both universal health coverage and Sustainable Development Goals 2030 agenda. This engagement is on strengthening partnership that will enable Nigeria to utilize experiences and knowledge of diaspora health professionals.
This forum therefore provides us with unique opportunity to chart a clear course on how we can deepen the engagement between the government and Nigeria health professionals in diaspora, ensuring that together we can create a healthcare system that is not only resilient, but also inclusive, equitable, and world-class, and most importantly, sustainable.
When they go out there, they get exposed and they excel. And they always have a bit of Nigeria in their heart. They always want to bring back home. And I think the benefit we are going to derive from here, they are going to bring the expertise back home. And we are likely also to get more resources, financially, back into the country.
Other submissions at the meeting provided key insights on policies and programs of the renewed Hope Health sector-wide approach to improve Nigeria's healthcare system through public-private partnerships. In Abuja, Olusheye Adeagbo, NTA News.
Watching the news desk at 6 on NTA News24. We'll take a short break. More reports in a moment.
From the creeks of the Niger Delta to the breathtaking scenery of the plateau, in noonday and nighttime, we set out to bring to you captivating stories that evoke your emotions. 4 fascinating documentaries and reports on day-to-day issues with expert analysis, Tune in to NTA News 24, DSTV Channel 419, GoTV Channel 26, StarTimes Channel 101 and 433, and Free TV Channel 703.
Welcome back. Chairman House Committee on Internally Displaced Persons, Refugees, Migrants, Abdullahi Balarabe, has expressed satisfaction with the performance of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons. This was during an oversight visit to the Commission, where the Federal Commissioner Tijani Aliu Ahmed presented its one-year performance report. Ruth Aguele reports.
Show that more than 6 million people are facing displacement across the country due to factors beyond their control. Concerned with the task of addressing the needs of internally displaced persons and refugees in the country, the House Committee on IDPs, Refugees and Migrants have come on an oversight visit to the National Commission to assess its performance in the past 1 year, identify grey areas and strengthen collaboration to enhance activities of the Commission.
This commission started as Refugee Commission, that's all. Then later they added Migration, then IDP.
Presenting the performance report, the Federal Commissioner expressed concerns over inadequate funding that has stalled major plans of improving livelihoods for persons of concern.
I informed the committee that we cannot continue to do that into supplying food to IDPs. We have to also look at out of the box, and that's why we have introduced the Rehappy project, where refugees and migrants were given some agri inputs for them to cultivate the land, get what they can eat.
We are satisfied with what the Commissioner presented, and we have made some suggestions which they need to improve. They are supposed to submit a report to us as to what they received and how they spent what they received, so that the committee will look at the areas that they need to be get more funding.
Both parties agree to enhance efforts that will facilitate plans in proffering sustainable and durable solutions for IDPs and refugees across the country. In Abuja, Ruth Aguele, NTA News.
And as part of government's strategy to assist vulnerable individuals to rebuild their lives, the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons has distributed empowerment kits to people affected by crises and displacement in Anambra State. Joy Iluegbu reports.
Crisis and displacement reports show can have lasting effects on individuals and communities as they struggle to find their feet. It is against this background that the federal government, through the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, distributed over 100 barbing and sewing kits to persons in Awka North and South local government areas of Anambra State to support and empower those affected by crisis and displacement rebuild their lives in the current economic situation.
My advice is that they will not sell those items. Let them go and make use of it. Because when they make use of it, they'll have money.
Executive Secretary, Anambra State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, Paul Odenibo, who was represented by Ndidi Omega, pointed out that the kits represent an investment in skills, creativity and ambition.
On behalf of the state government, I wish to thank the federal government, the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, NCI, for their kind gesture to the state.
I benefited today. I'm so happy because it will help me to even generate more income.
I just want to appreciate the federal government for doing a great job.
They did well. They did well and they continue doing well.
Meanwhile, the Commission says it is working towards establishing skill acquisition centers in each of the 6 geopolitical zones and that it will serve as training hubs for people of concern in all states in the Southeast Zone. In Awka, Joy Iluegbu, NTA News.
The Methodist Church in Abuja has celebrated its 40th anniversary in a grand Thanksgiving service, bringing together congregants and political leaders to meditate on 4 decades of faith, fellowship and community service. President Bola Tinubu, in a message delivered at the anniversary, urged the church to collaborate with governments in building a Nigeria that reflects collective aspirations of its people. Nta News24 reports.
With a theme centered around gratitude and service, the anniversary celebration highlighted the achievements of the Methodist Church in Abuja. Prelate of the Methodist Church, Most Reverend Oliver Abba, urged Nigerians not to lose hope in the government, but to look forward with hope and determination.
When we join hands together, pray for one another, understanding where all of us are going, Nigeria will be great. Because Nigeria has a pride of place in the map of the world because of our population.
It was an opportunity to honor those who have served meritoriously in various capacities. Former military head of state General Yakubu Gowon and former President Olusegun Obasanjo were conferred with the titles of Knights of John Wesley, while President Bola Tinubu, represented by the FCT minister among other leaders, were recognized for their contributions to national growth.
The church can be a platform for social transformation, where individuals come together to enact change, promote peace, and uplift the people.
If we call the name of God and we go humbly before God and we really show remorse and pray to God, God will heal our land.
And let us continue to believe in our faith, that it is a faith that ensures, that bring about peace and love.
As the festivities continued, the Methodist Church in Abuja says it looks forward to continuing its mission of service and spiritual enrichment for many years to come. Nta News24, NTA News.
In the meantime, President's Church of Christ in Nations, Reverend Amos Mozo, has wants Christians to be faithful and do the will of God. This was during the ordination service of pastors to the position of Reverend at the Cochin Church Area 1, Abuja. Rosemary Multaleng Bilal reports.
Cochin President Reverend Amos Musa Mozo charges the newly ordained pastors to Reverend to remember they are called by God, empowered by the Holy Spirit, supported by wisdom and discernment.
We are in the difficult world today that men of God must be faithful to the word of God and to preach the word that is not diluted with the material things and the challenges of the day, that the church is the light of the world and they must stand on the truth and be faithful to the word and to their own calling.
The essence of the ordination is to commission them, to give them special assignment to perform in the work of the Church of God.
Let's take a step of Jesus Christ. Jesus was found by people and they follow him. Let the church now begin to see their leaders and follow them.
For the ordained reverends, that God will help them to succeed and take the gospel of Christ to another level.
We were told how a shepherd takes care of his flock, that we are not called for position or for any other thing, but that we should uphold the integrity of the church and as well, take care of the flock that God has placed under our care.
Rosemary Multaleng Bilal, NTA News.
Super Eagles interim coach Augustine Eguavon says though the team only scored a single goal against Libya, they still top the group. Speaking in Uyo, Eguavon promised a good outing on Tuesday. John Paul Lumana, who covered the match, reports that the Super Eagles dominated the game.
The match day 3 of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Mediterranean Knights of Libya was tension-soaked as the Nigerian players started pushing for an early goal in the first half, but the North Africans cleared and thwarted all the goal-bound moves by the Nigerians. In the second half, Coach Austin Eguavon made some substitutions, which later paid off in the 86th minute when Dele Bashiru scored the only goal of the match to give the home fans something to rejoice about.
It's a huge relief for me and the boys, obviously. 3 points was important to get. We got it. I expected us to score more goals, but for some reason we didn't find the back of the net early enough because of the tactics the Libyans deployed. But overall, we're very happy. 3 points, very important. We still maintain the first position in the log.
We know that Libya came here, I think, to try and get a point. And yeah, they really played very defensively. And I think it would have been in their favour if they would have got that point for us to play. But yeah, like I said before, for us, I think the pressure is a privilege. We're a team that should be winning almost all the games, especially when we play here at home. And I think today we saw, even if it has to be ugly and it took a long time, in the end we got what we needed to do. And yeah, 3 points very important for us.
Some football fans have advised the players and the technical crew to be more purposeful on Tuesday if they are to get something from the match.
Looking at the way the game played out, I'm not sure every Nigerian really enjoyed the game the way we should have. But in the end, victory is the end point, and we got it in the end.
Well, away game will definitely be different. Libya now, they are sitting pretty much horrible bottom of the pile, so they will want to win. And I think Eguavon will go back to the back three formation.
Nigeria now have 7 points from 3 matches and will travel to Benin, Libya, for the return leg on Tuesday. In Uyo, John Paul Alumona, Nta News.
Well, that concludes the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adigunloye.